Hey, it's David Baer here from Baer on Marketing. In this video, we're going to be talking about the secret to getting your prospects' attention. Now, when it comes to getting your prospects' attention and attracting traffic to your business, there are two major factors that matter more than anything else, and that's who you are and who you're trying to attract. So let's dive into how do you figure this out and how do you put it in place. Well, the first thing that you want to do is come up with or identify your U.S.P, which stands for Unique Selling Proposition. What that means is, what does your business, your product, your service, how does it stand out and how is it different from every other option out there? And there are a few examples of a USP that I think are going to make a lot of sense to you. If you take a look at them, you're going to recognize the companies instantly that use these USPs. So let's go ahead and dive in. You get fresh, hot pizza delivered to your door in 30 minutes or less, or it's free. Who is this? Well, it's obviously Domino's Pizza. You probably have seen this or heard it before, and they have decided that their USP, your unique selling proposition, is all about hot, fresh, and fast. They don't say it's the best pizza in the world. It doesn't say anything about having, it's the recipe from the old country, just like Mama used to make, and none of that. It's hot, fresh, and gets in your hands quickly, or it's free. Let's take a look at another USP. When it absolutely positively has to be there overnight. Well, who is this? This is Federal Express or FedEx. This is all about they're delivering something that needs to be there urgently. They have a system. It is guaranteed, and if you're going to be looking for a way to ensure that you have a package or you have something that needs to be somewhere tomorrow, they are the go-to experts on that service. Here's one more. We're number 2, we try harder. Well, this is Avis, and this is a pretty classic one. They are saying basically, look, we know that we're never going to be number 1. Hertz has that spot. We are number 2, and as a result, we are working harder on behalf of you, our clients, than those guys at Hertz are, because we are always trying to demonstrate how great we are to everybody out there so that we never lose the opportunity to be in spot number 2. And now let's look at a couple of examples of how this is used on websites typically. I'm going to show you 2 of my businesses and where I'm using a USP in a slightly different form. So here on BaerOnMarketing.com, I ask a question on the front page of the site. Are there untapped revenues hiding inside your business? And then a sub-question, or it's a sub-statement who is calling out who it is that I work with. If you're an established business, but you're struggling to follow an effective marketing plan to grow your business further, I might be able to help. So it's really calling out specifically what I do and who I do it for. Now, here's another site from another business that I have called Advisor Inbound. We focus on financial advisors and helping them by creating marketing strategy for them to implement in their business. And so you can see it says specifically specializing in customized lead generation and client nurturing for financial advisors, RIAs, CFPs, and these are all terms that they would know that are specific to their industry. So the idea here is that we are not simply getting them leads, we are doing an entire strategic approach. And again, this is a slightly different way to represent a unique selling proposition. Now, the other piece of the equation is identifying your ideal prospects. A lot of businesses think that they are here able to serve and ready to serve anyone and everyone. And when you think that way, it may be true, but unfortunately it's very difficult to market to anyone and everyone unless you have a huge budget. So instead, who are your ideal prospects? Who do you want to work with the most? Who do you want to sell to the most? Who is most likely to have the highest amount of interest in what you are offering? Those are the types of questions that you want to consider so that when you are putting your marketing campaigns together, you can be so much more specific in your targeting and your language so you can attract the right traffic and more of the right traffic because you have less competition going after a smaller, narrower market of prospects. So how do we look at prospects? Well, there's a few different ways. The first is by looking at demographics. Who are they? Where do they live? What are their ages? What are their professions? Things like that. The next thing is psychographics. What do they believe? What do they think about? How do they act? On what topics are they most concerned about? And things like that. That's going to give you ways to get in front of them based on how they might react to what it is that you're offering, or how they might think about a problem that they have that you could solve. And finally, what sort of behaviors do they engage in? Where do they shop? Where do they hang out? What are the types of activities that are important for them? These are all things that are going to help you identify and narrow down the type of marketing and to whom you're marketing based on these three elements of who your ideal prospect might be. And that all helps us get a better sense of how to attract traffic into our businesses. In the next video, we'll be talking about how we take that U.S.P and the ideal prospect and put an offer in front of them that gives us the ability to capture their information as a lead, someone who we then can subsequently sell to. I'll see you in the next video.